Serious socialising 2 weekends in a row. Kinda takes it out of a wallflower like me. How you doing, guys? Big Mech Danskull back once again with another video for you. This weekend I nipped over the Pennine Hills to Sheffield, Ecclesfield School to be precise. Not because I needed a refresher on my maths and English, you understand, but to attend Chillcon 2022 and meet up with a whole bunch of content creators I've known for years but never had the pleasure of interacting with in person. So here I am with another vlog, with a bit of driving and a whole lot of ducking and diving. With the event starting at 10 and around an hour's drive in front of me, I decided to set off about 5 to 9. It occurred to me on the way that I might be a little early, so not wanting to linger outside with the riffraff, I thought I'd stop off at one of my favourite coffee places on the way, Twig, down in Hadfield. I go here regularly in my previous job, so it was nice to pay them a visit and treat myself to a peppermint mocha for the journey. Caffeine acquired, I continued my road trip. The stop ensuring I'd be fashionably late. About 40 minutes later I arrived at the venue, and thank Mork I didn't delay any longer because I got one of the few remaining parking spots, complete with a sign that reads,
"No parking in this area."
But what can I say? I'm hard. And then I hit the back of the queue to get in. Can you believe it? They made me queue outside with the riffraff. But I let them off because the queue, though long, was gone in no time. Once I got inside and said a quick hello to Spud, there was a ton of stalls to browse and a few demo games and activities you could take part in. I bumped into Kev from the Hobby Corner and later sat down for a quick interview with him. That'll hopefully be on his channel soon, so make sure you check out this link to his channel so you don't miss out. Paying a visit to the table where you could submit painted miniatures for the painting competition, I spotted a few familiar miniatures. One that really stood out was Ravensrock's kill rig conversion using the Ridge Hauler from Necromunda Ash Wastes. Now that's an expensive kit bash. But you can see all the work he's put into it. There's a link up here to his channel too, so make sure you go drop him a sub. I know what you really want to know. Did I get anything from the stalls? And of course I did. I stopped by the Ramshackle Games booth where I picked up 3 miniatures for £1 each. One I thought would make a good prisoner for my orcs. There's a grot with a radio that'll add a little bit of variety to my forces, and a small hairy beast that I thought would make a nice stand-in for a squig. Ooh, he's a hairy little devil. There was also a set of game rules for this small skirmish game called Minigang's Gateway. Looks like it'll be fun to give this a go. Having scanned the rules, it looks pretty simple to play. It's like a Necromunda sort of setting. The Lion's Tower stall had a crowd around it almost every time I passed. And for good reason, the miniatures are gorgeous. I only ended up buying one, this Dwarf Engineer, that had fit nicely in with some Imperial forces or a Necromunda setting for sure. The Mighty Lancer Games booth was next on my hit list, tempting me in with some cheap heresy kits. I picked up a special weapons box and the Leviathan Dreadnought range variant. Mighty Lancer are based up in Bridlington and have a gaming space available in store if you're ever in the area and need to get your game on. Something I was hoping to find while there was a plinth producer. With Golden Demon fast approaching, my entry yet to be started, I still have time to change my choice of plinth. And lo and behold, I think I might have found the perfect plinth from the Fantasy Woodworks. It's a really gnarly number that I'm hoping will elevate my entry to the next level. I also picked up a couple of smaller plinths for a pair of busts me and a friend will be working on at some point in the future. Again, these plinths were from a company called the Fantasy Woodworks. They also had some other products I want to talk a little bit about. There's Stackii, that's Stakii, which is a storage and in-game management system, great for organising game accessories such as cards and dice, etc. And the other products I want to mention is Stowii, that's Stowii. Now, this looks like the perfect product for gamers on the go or gamers with limited space. It's basically a small wooden box that you can use as a stool, but the trick is it unfolds into a 3x3 gaming table. You can use multiples to create a bigger space too, which is fantastic. I'm hoping to cover this in a future dedicated video, but for now I'll say there's a link in the description below and it's coming to Kickstarter soon, so keep your eye out. I met a ton of other content creators and hobbyists. Some I'm familiar with and others I'm looking forward to getting to know a little better. So here's a list of some whose links I've stuck in the description below. There was Elston, Dean Paints Things, War Daddy Miniatures, Hobby with Han, and finally Luke from Geek Gaming CNX. What a cool guy he is. And if I met you but didn't mention you, please feel free to harangue me in the comments section. Oh, and I almost forgot, I got to watch a live recording of the Wargamers Anonymous podcast. What a treat that was. I think it'll be available next week as a bonus episode, but I'll drop a link in the description below to the podcast in case you're not already listening to it. What a lovely weekend, but honestly, after the last two I've had, I'm looking forward to a weekend without any gaming activities or serious socialising. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the battlefield. Get your feet on, get your feet on.